On a cold November night in New Mexico, something strange happened. Wind. Dust. Zero visibility. A seasoned fire lookout leaned into the darkness, scanning a ridgeline he knew better than his own backyard. But he saw nothing. Not a glow. Not a spark. Yet far away, bolted to a metal post on a remote mountain, a new AI wildfire detection camera triggered an alert. It claimed there was smoke. Real smoke. In impossible weather. And when firefighters reached that location, they found the beginning of a wildfire that no human could have spotted. Let's examine inside America's newest ecotech experiment, the AI Wildfire Defense Network, quietly rolling out across New Mexico. You'll see why one late-night alert changed everything. The call came in at 2:17 a.m., Fire Station 12, a small outpost surrounded by pinyon pines and canyon winds. It received a notification that didn't match anything in their nightly logs. The captain thought it was an error. Everyone did. A storm was rolling through, visibility was terrible, their thermal scopes showed nothing. Even the nearest lookout said, "I'm staring right at East Ridge. I promise you nothing's burning." But the alert log had a second detail. Condition. Confirmed through multi-frame analysis. The system was new, barely a month old, and this was its first serious signal. So they sent a two-person crew, just to be safe. 10 minutes later, the firefighters radioed back. "We've got smoke, it's thin, but real, and if we were 10 minutes late, this whole slope would have gone up. A storm, hiding a fire, humans blind. A camera alone on a ridge catching what no one else could." But here's the part no one expected. The fire didn't start naturally. New Mexico isn't the first place people imagine when they think of wildfires. California usually takes that spotlight. But the state has been quietly battling a dangerous pattern. Hotter summers, longer droughts, and wind patterns that can turn a spark into a canyon-wide inferno. In 2022, the Hermit's Peak fire scarred over 300,000 acres, becoming one of the most destructive in state history. Communities were shaken. Trust in forecasting systems shattered. By 2025, state officials had one priority: find fires earlier, much earlier. That's when they rolled out the AI-powered Wildfire Detection Network, a grid of high-resolution, long-range cameras using machine learning to detect smoke faster than any human could. This was policy, announced publicly in November 2025, with support from emergency responders and environmental scientists. But the night the alarm went off, something in the camera footage didn't match normal fire patterns. Camera 4, the one that triggered the alert, sat at 8,200 feet above sea level, mounted on a ridge overlooking a dense patch of juniper and pine. Unlike human eyes, it didn't blink, didn't flinch, and most importantly, didn't assume. The system captured 4 consecutive frames, showing a faint plume spiraling upward, too thin to be visible to the naked eye in that weather. The AI compared it to thousands of previous smoke signatures, identifying a match with high confidence. This entire process took less than 12 seconds. For context, most wildfires in the Southwest spread aggressively within the first 20 minutes. 12 seconds can mean the difference between a contained fire and an ecosystem collapse. But what analysts discovered later was strange. Frame 3 showed a flicker, something bright, brief, and directional. Not a natural glow, something that looked more like a spark. Not lightning. Not spontaneous combustion. And definitely not a campfire. When investigators examined the area the next day, they found evidence that the fire might have been human-caused, possibly a careless ignition that the storm winds hid instantly. But the AI system detected more than just smoke. It picked up a second anomaly, one even stranger. Just as firefighters extinguished the small blaze on East Ridge, another alert popped up. Same network, different location. This time, the system flagged an infrared heat signature. Tiny and localized. Almost like a warming ember, but in a place where no fire existed. The early theory? A rock heated by friction, or maybe sunlight trapped earlier in the day. But the timestamp made no sense. It was almost midnight. When officers reached the site, they found a piece of broken glass, the type that can concentrate light like a lens. If the weather had cleared even slightly, it could have ignited dry grass. 2 fire threats, back to back, both spotted by AI, both invisible to human responders. That night changed how New Mexico viewed wildfire detection forever. But what happened in the control room after the second alert is what convinced officials they were facing a new era. The control room looked like something between a newsroom and a space mission lab. Monitors glowing with real-time feeds, coastal winds sweeping across digital maps, and operators analyzing each tiny shift in smoke patterns. When the second alert triggered, the operators froze. One of them, a data analyst, zoomed into the metadata panel. The camera had not only detected heat and smoke, it had also flagged movement near the ignition point. This wasn't surveillance. The system was not designed to identify people, but it could detect anomalous motion in wildfire contexts, like falling branches, shifting embers, or wildlife fleeing. This motion signature didn't match any of them. Investigators concluded it was likely a person who'd left the scene before the fire spread, possibly unaware they had caused it. The AI didn't accuse anyone, didn't name anyone. It simply logged what it saw, and that was enough to prevent what could have been a multi-acre blaze. But here's the impending disaster. The wildfire network wasn't perfect, and its first big mistake came only days later. 3 days after the East Ridge incident, another alert flashed. Potential smoke South Basin. Responders rushed. The system insisted it was real. But when they arrived, they found nothing. No heat, no smoke, not even a false ember. The culprit? A dust devil, a tiny spinning wind column that kicked up fine sediment. To the algorithm, it resembled early-stage smoke. This became a turning point. Engineers adjusted the model, firefighters learned how to cross-reference alerts, and the system grew more accurate, proving that even groundbreaking tech needs human guidance. The crew in this kind of situations are certainly trained to be alert in the middle of the night. The signal pop up on the screen and wear the gear. The ground team confirmed there was nothing wrong. The AI alert forced everyone to look again. That too, within 12 seconds, when smoke was just beginning. A catastrophic event avoided. For decades, wildfire response relied on one thing: human eyes. Lookout towers, park rangers, helicopter spotters. People who lived on the land, breathed the forests, and could sense danger before most of us even noticed the wind shift. But these techniques are old now, and without AI, it would take too much time. The AI is forcing us to evolve faster. It was not just detection, but AI camera also alerted rangers. It saved lives without having a heartbeat or intuition. Just pure math. We are getting better at protecting nature in real time. This is just the beginning. And we are still slow when it comes to surprises and powers the AI has for us. It seems the nature and wilderness are completely unexplored without AI. We own the AI, but it does all the work. This is a great partnership without having to put yourself on the dangerous terrain. What do you think about this story? A real one. One that'll save millions of lives in the future around the globe. Do comment if you liked storytelling. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe for more such stories as we jump higher and higher with AI. Thanks for watching.